I just want to talk about a few things, especially what's going on in the world. And I want to show you all something, where people been saying you can get fined for not wearing a mask on public transport and shit like that. What's fucking all that about? First of all, a bus driver has no jurisdiction. I can prove this because under the Coronavirus Act, it doesn't mention anything about wearing face coverings and all that caper. Your virus is a hoax. So I'm going to break this down and show you. And go onto me Facebook. Yeah. Go onto my Facebook. Yeah, like so. There's this video. Not video. Yeah, you go onto here. It's no longer a high consequence disease. So I'll read it from the top. As from March 2020, certificate of vaccination identification 19 has no longer to be considered a high consequence infectious disease. Well, that means only one thing. It's a hoax. It has a 99% survival rate. And when I was in psychiatric ward, I tried telling them, and they said, my granddad's dead. Right. Yeah, well, that's not... If anyone has lost anyone with this bullshit, sorry for that, but, probably majority of us underlying health problems, such as diabetes and it's another form. It's not even on the level as the par as the seasonal flu. Seasonal flu is known to be killed more people. It affects the elderly, but I kind of find it hard to see why they've closed the economy for something that has a 99% survival rate. It's absolutely bullshit. And then you've got all these 5G masts being built and stuff like that. I'm not a fan of it, to be fair. I did have a breakdown. I just went fucking mad. I just started singing on the street. And the kind of petrol I was out to go and burn one, but I don't see the point going absolutely mad over it. And I kind of felt ill, so not because of because I had schizophrenia and stuff like that. Your boy's insane in the brain. I even said to the doctor, I was in the booking centre, shout out to the staff there, but they're not educated enough, Not a fan of their medicines, but I'll take them. Probably come off in one day because I'm on a small dose. So, check, yeah. I'm on a small dose and that's just the way it is. And, I'm just doing a test thingy. Yeah, with this, I'd like to talk about this Black Lives Matter as well. It's nothing more than a political bullshit movement, I think. So if anyone, what I would recommend as well, we'll move back to the Black Lives Matter in a minute, is going on YouTube. Yeah. Watch some of Chiron Last stuff and watch Indigo. Indigo, and he's very good. I don't have many subs. I'd like to get to 50 subscribers just to see what it feels like. So I'll just do vlogs and just chat. Yeah, about stuff. We live in a fiat currency system backed by debt. And, I'm reading a book now called Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad. That is probably the best book for you. You're getting. I don't see why. If you've got one job, right, you get another job. You're not getting paid as much. This whole philosophy of time is money. It's true to a certain extent, but the more time you put into to being employed, the less money you're going to end up. The more time you put into your job, the less money you're going to make in the future, because they'll take that pension off you. It's all good because you've got liabilities such as gas, electric, and water, but they're liabilities. They're not assets. See, this is the problem. People think they take things on credit and they don't understand the standing, so they pay with using the money they work for instead of growing in and investing it and having assets in such as education, gold. Gold's an asset. Only God's a counterparty for your gold. And also, law's a fantastic asset. Don't. It's good for business and that. If you learn how to sell things as well, you can pretty much become your own boss. You pay zero tax. You have employees, small business, which is S. B for big business, 500 employees, and investor idiots like Bill Gates and all them. They have all the inside information because I'm not a big fan of them. They do control majority of the corporations, and they're just so out of touch with the people. And they'll get their comeuppance one day, but I like to think in a way. In a way, people need to start realizing having a job is not the way to be rich. If you want to be financially secure, it's not having a 9-to-5 job. It doesn't work. A 9-to-5 job will only get you broke, depressed, in poverty. But wouldn't say probably, in poverty or in the long run, because once you go take that pension, it's going to disappear quicker than you think. It's better to get gold, silver, 24 karat bullion, preferably, but I don't know a site for that. If anyone could suggest a site for me to get good bullion from, I'd give it a go. Also, I want to show you as well sort codes and stuff. If you go on here, type in your national insurance number like this. Well, I'm not asked, you can have my national insurance number, don't really. It comes up with this. Direct debits, faster pay. Even gives you a phone number. I might give that a ring. Well, this channel now will be about just law. There's some vlogs and stuff before, because I've moved into supported living now. I lost my flags because I went fucking AWOL. I don't think we need 5G, to be honest. It's a 60 gigahertz kill weapon, and I get therapy every week, so yeah, well, we'll leave that aside. But I'm just going to carry on talking, because I like to talk. So, furthermore, into Inquisition. Yeah. As I was saying, you need to understand your national insurance number is nothing more than a bank account, because it pays for everything. I don't get why would you think your national insurance number is a liability and not an asset. If you go to here, it doesn't take much research. One day I'll even show you my book collection. I do that. I do my book collection, and I always want to learn new things. When I was starting to get mentally unwell, I just started to just cram my brain as much as information as possibly can. I just started singing on the street. I could sing a little bit, but the Bills of Street, that's it. Yeah, I could sing a little bit, but I sing better when I'm not well. Weird combination. But I'm well now. So, if you go to here, I need a crap, so it's just taking its time to load. We'll do a long... sorry. This is going to be unedited. I'm just going to let it roll and upload video. I want to do some podcasts and stuff, there we are. Bills of Exchange Act, 1882. Very famous legislation. Very famous case laws. But we'll get into that in another video. which will be tomorrow, and I'll be able to explain him to you, and we'll have a look through the legislation. We'll talk about equity and trust, and how there's a lot of things on YouTube about constitutions. They don't work. Even the American constitutions doesn't work. They're having guns and shit. I think it's Second Amendment when you've got guns, and it's defective. Equity isn't the law, but it assists the law at the same time, where a constitution is defective, takes away the harshness of the common law and informs a fusion of between, it fuses trust law, equity, and the common law into one, basically. You can have a subpoena, and he just gives off that edge, and it's a bit like keeper of the king's conscience, really. It acts consciously, where common law doesn't. It is just one-sided debate, where you have, say you have a visible triangle. This is trust. We're going to trust. You have, there's many different sorts of trust. You've got a constructive trust, resulting trust, bare trust, and express trust. Express trust can be done in the private, which are probably the best type of trust if you like to be in the private. Right, so we're going to talk about the Bills of Exchange Act 1882, and we'll move back to the Black Lives Matter movement and see what I think of it. Right, so if you look at Section 3, a bill of exchange is an unconditional order inviting interest by a person signed and giving it and requiring it interest to pay a demand or fixed determinable future sum in money. Well, it's basically an IOU, which it says on the Bank of England. It's used as money, but it's not money, because it's a universal trusted IOU, which is what, sterling notes are, which are not sterling because it brings in something called the 1968 Theft Act, which I forgot what section it was. I think it's... I'll find it. Let's have a look. I think it's section... That's it. To say, you need to understand this. A person is wrongfully kept with respect of any right of interest. So only if you believe it's wrong. For example, your national insurance number. It's not wrongful. It's not wrongful to obtain it. The secret to wealth is to own nothing, control everything. Yeah. You can look at the Quizco Trust on borrowed accounts. under the Insolvency Act. That's one big trust in itself, because you have administration, liquidation, and securities and stuff like that. That's how they're doing it. Through that, there's always three certainties in a trust. So I'll read this to you, and you can do your own research. So it says here, wrongful credit an account. So it's escrow accounts. So escrow means if someone holds something for you. See, the man has to come forward every time. The man or the woman has to come forward, because under the Data Protection Act, they hold your data, an estate. They're holding an ecclesiastical estate, which is under the surname, which you're bound to, really, that obligation to correct yourself in that capacity. Which you can do with the Trustee Act, because it's all estates and wills and testaments and all that caper. So theft, blackmail. Well, if you're using theft and blackmail of, say for example, you've ascertained someone's account by malice, I would say that is theft. But say you've come across something and you willfully express it in a trust. Say, for example, your national insurance number could be used to endorse checks, because it's nothing more than an exemption ID. It's an exemption ID to pay for goods, services, and whatnot, which I'll explain further on. So in the term of see, yeah, so in determining whether a credit account is wrongful or immature, whether the account is overdrawn before the credit account, right? So we'll have a look at what account means. A bank, but they're all insolvent anyway. I'll explain that. A person with persons, a good word, like persons. Companies. Oh, I just got a bit of a shooting pain. And subsection 10 below. So if we need to look at section 22 of the Financial Services and Markets Act, which is the financial derivatives such as checks, promissory notes. That's where we'll have a look at the financial service market as well, and we'll discuss that so we get the full conceivable meaning of this statute. See, there's a maxim in, I think it's the 20th one down, equity will not use a statute for a cloak of fraud. So that's what this whole statute is. So but so all activities a person carries out business shall be regarded as a signal business carried on by him, and money includes money expressed in currency other than sterling. So, in hindsight, your money is not money because it's a presumption. It's up to the man to correct the presumption. It only becomes real if you accept that presumption. So we look at financial. Pretty simple, really. I can't spell for shit. Well, there we go. So we'll look at section 22, see what that says. Looking at there's a lot of ones. Oh, we're running into. What I want to talk about as well is the Roper clause as well. The Insolvency Act. I've not seen many people talk about that. I'll read that to you. You know, in the insolvency video, which I'll do. I see, right. I was right, yep. You can read it, stop the video. So, investments, escrow accounts. So, if you don't obtain any wrongful credit, well, for example, of that, you'd have to hold someone to malice under Section 29 of the Bills of Exchange Act. No, it's not. Unless they've changed it, they're always fucking changing. You've got to keep ahead of yourself. Let's have a look at the table of contents. Oh yeah, it is section 20. Hold in due course. It's like a hot potato, that. I'll explain that to you. So, in particular, the title of person who negotiated a bill is defective. So, say if you try and enforce something on a lack of conscience, or in any given fiduciary setting. Fiduciary means position of trust. So, someone who thinks banknote, or you try and enforce, if you go in with a weak conscience and you don't understand the capacity, that's in persona. You fall short. You will. They will say if you want it. Anyone, say if someone walked into a shop. Let's keep it simple. Actually, say if someone walked into a shop with a blank piece of paper and just said, "Yeah, I want that. I want the whole shop with just one piece of paper." They obviously and say, "Oh, we're not going to accept that." Well, in hindsight, and the party who's trying to enforce it, who acts duress or uses that sort of fear, he's acting fraudulently. Yeah, but they're not asking the questions. But we'll get into vouchers and codes and all that later on. See how long we've done with my video. 33 minutes. Let's do an hour. Yeah, so that's what it says. So the way I'm trying to enforce a bill, the way I read statutes is quite simple. Because if you read the books, it talks about checks a lot. This is the breakthrough, I think. Section 81 of cross checks, and also will talk. So a check is the highest thing in money, because people live on paychecks to paychecks, right? That's how they live, they've got to eat. But if you took a cheque from your national insurance number and took it to HC pawnbrokers, I'm not sure. I've not tried it, but with all the ticks and stuff, I think they should give you like some money for that cheque because you've paid for them to give you a service, a small fee. But who knows? I think as well, because I know a bit of astrology as well. I'm not a guru on it. I just know what I know. I always want to learn more. If anyone wants to teach me more, I'm willing to learn. I always love to learn new stuff. So, where a person takes a cross check and bears the word not negotiable, he shall not have and shall not be capable of giving it a better title to the check with the person who took it. So you can't. So we'll move into the Checks Act. So you can't really give it a better title than, because the check is the highest thing in there. You can given a better title because whoever holds the check, it's like a game of chess, isn't it? Checkmate. Section 81 gives that power to the average Joe, where you see, because equity, you can punch above your weight with it, and that's what I like about it. And yeah, so if we go into the Checks Act, we go into protection of bank. You see, section 4. See, a customer, there you go, does not incur any liability to the true owner and should have received payment thereof. So it's all about investments as well, giving a small return to get something back. That's how money works. That's how your fiat system works. You've got to give to receive to invest, but people work themselves stupid and don't understand the financial system. Any document issued by the customer of a banker who so which will take us to the Bank and Currency Act 1954, of course. I forgot about that for a second. Bank and Currency Act. That is 1954. Tomorrow is insolvency video. I love insolvency. I love explaining it. Not off. There we go. I think it's section 4. The banking issue may issue banknotes such as denominations. Read it there. You know, take control of your estate. You know, you can do it using equity. All banknotes issued under this section shall be legal tender, i.e. your cheques. Cheques can be used as a banknote or for an exchange for a banknote. You give them £5 of a cheque, they'll give you £5 back. It's all about investments, ROIs and stuff like that. I'd love to learn how to trade Forex and stuff like that, you know, take care of myself, you know, so, and learn over it, and then grow this channel to teach people how to do it free of charge. You know, there's no point going to work and then just having no money for yourself. It's sad because people stay in that job and they don't want to do different jobs to learn different skills, to learn how to sell things and grow themselves like that, you know, and have more time for themselves. Doesn't make sense to me. So I'm gonna wrap it up. It's probably not been the best video, but I hope it's been informative at the same time. Tomorrow's insolvency law, so I'll see you tomorrow. Oh no, I don't want to go yet. I want to talk about this Black Lives Matter bullshit. There's just this app I go on as well. It's Black Lives Matter bullshit. It's just fascist and doesn't make sense, you know. Even if George Floyd did die, it was just really, you know, the looting and stuff. It went OTT for me. If he did die, I do feel sorry for his family, but you know, the aggressive left need what I had for the past 2 months. And I don't wish it on my worst enemy. I've said some things to people on the internet which would make a cat do cartwheels backwards. Yeah, so your checks are pretty much king. So, and also, and I'll stay on for another 10 minutes. I'll show you the Consumer Credit Act as well. It's one of my favourite ones. We'll look at that one as well. One of my favourites. We look at section 13. You see. I forgot which one it was, for to do with your coupons and shit. That's it, section 14. I'm pressing all kinds of bullshit here. Oh, fuck off. No! Section 14, please. See? There's also a case law by Lord Denning, which has been self-clear exempt agreement, so see what it was originally. I don't know what these F1 16 means, but this is the interesting one. This blows it all in perspective. I love this one. Oh. So, if you read that, a credit owner shall not take a negotiable instrument other than a note or cheque, a banknote or a cheque of discharge of any sum. So, what I've just showed you there, using exemption ID, you can be, because we're all creditors as well. You know, English law as well. We'll talk about diplomatic law the other day, or we'll cruise through it, and if you got any questions, leave them in the comments, and we'll try and answer them best to my ability, and we can form that perfect fusion. We can grow and learn, because I'd like to build a business as well, you know, and my own government, you know, where we can just be, have a currency based on gold. I'd like to go back on the gold standard, because we came off that in 1931. That's how I would. So if you look at section 125 as well, so it's checks. That's what it's all about. Whoever holds the check in due course. Any comments below, just drop them in, and then I'm just using this as a learning curve for myself and the people who are watching this, and hope you have a good day. Peace.